Hi everyone and welcome in English Grammar. In this episode, I'd like to present this video for baccalaureate students of this year, presenting grammar lesson active and passive voice. Today we are going to see the passive voice. What is the difference between passive and active voice and how to make the passive voice. So let's get started. What is active voice? First of all, look at this example. Jack is the subject and the door of the action, cleaning. And then we have the verb to clean, conjugated in simple past, so we have cleaned. Next we have the object. Jack cleaned the dishes. So the dishes is the object. If we can't answer this question, it means there is no object, and if there is no object, means there is no passive voice. Next, the action verb cleaning, as you can see, is moving from left to right. It comes from Jack and moving toward the object, the dishes. So we can't say that Jack is subject and the door of the action, cleaning. So what is active voice? The active voice is when the subject performs and does the action. Now, what is passive voice? Let us take a look at the same sentence, but this time in passive voice. The dishes is the object, but it has more than the subject position, so it has become the new subject. The verb did not change its position, but the form did change. We can see the verb to be plus past participle. The original subject also moved into the object's position at the end of the sentence. Now, the action verb cleaning, as you can see, is moving from right to left, so the new subject, the dishes, receives the action, cleaning, instead of doing the action. So the dishes become the subject but still receives the action, cleaning. So what is passive voice? The passive voice is when the object becomes the subject and still receives the action. Now we knew the difference between active and passive voice. Next question, how do we make the passive voice? What are the steps to make it? We will work on the same example. We will change the example Jack cleaned the dishes from active voice into passive voice. Do this, there are 4 steps to follow. Step number 1. Put object in the place of subject. Here we go. Object becomes the subject. We call it the new subject. Step number 2. Put to be into the tense of the verb in active voice. Tense of the verb in active voice, cleaned, is in simple past, so we conjugate to be in simple past. I, he, she, it, was, you, they, we, were. And since the dishes is the subject, and since the dishes can be replaced by the pronoun they, so we say the dishes were. Step number 3. Add past participle of the main verb. Past participle, 2 types, regular verbs and irregular verbs. For regular verbs, we have verb plus ed. Examples: play, played, clean, cleaned. For irregular verbs, the verb changes. Examples: write, written, speak, spoken. So we have to decide if the verb is regular or irregular before we make the past participle. For the irregular verbs, we have to learn them by heart, but for regular verbs, just verb plus ed. Past participle of clean, as we have seen, is cleaned. Step number 4. Add by plus subject at the end of the sentence. So we have by Jack. The dishes were cleaned by Jack. This is now the passive voice.